What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and today I'm going to be breaking down for you the full reveal trailer for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, also known as Call of Duty 2014. We now have a name for it. It is officially announced and revealed as Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and if you want to see the original trailer, check out the link in the description. There you can watch it for yourself. I'd recommend you do so, and then come back to this video and you can see me break it down, because I'm going to be talking over it, pointing out things you might have missed, and analysing it in depth. So hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, give it a like rating. I'd massively appreciate that, and leave a comment below. Are you excited for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare? And let me know your thoughts about this game and the things I'm about to talk to you about. So jumping right into it, we have the first kind of image or first kind of scene that we can see, which is very, very telling. This is the exoskeleton that I talked about and predicted in my last breakdown video. You could kind of see the kind of arms that are going around his actual limbs and his back, and you can see it's definitely some kind of supported armor mechanism, and it allows pretty much extra strength. It's an exoskeleton, and the question is this going to be in multiplayer? We are not sure, because we can see characters that have full body suits, we can see characters that have these half exoskeleton suits, and we see characters that have none. So the question is this going to be a single player only feature, or what is going to be the standard normal soldier in multiplayer, and what is going to be a kill streak? So it's very interesting stuff, and of course can't wait to get more information about this. Now jumping even further into this, we can see a little bit more information just about the setting, what's going on. Definitely seems to be the similar kind of warfare. There's a revolution going on and need to fight back kind of sense. You can see the red PDAs on these characters, again suggest it's even more advanced, and the setting of this game is very, very far in the future. I would say at least a few decades, 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4, but as you can see by the hovercrafts and stuff like this, the helicopters are very, very advanced. I'd say a little bit more advanced than the type of thing we saw in Black Ops 2, which was set in 2025. I'd say this is probably set maybe maximum a decade or two after that, judged by the kind of architecture of the buildings and how everything's laid out. It looks very, very cool, and then we can see a scene of a bunch of helicopters flying, and the very, very cool and interesting thing about this, after we see this character here wearing an Atlas kind of uniform, we can see a helicopter that goes invisible. This is very, very cool stuff. Again, we don't know what's going to be in single player, what's going to be in multiplayer. If I was to guess, I would say stuff like this could be in multiplayer. There might be a similar stealth chopper type streak where this thing is actually invisible, making it harder to shoot down. Maybe if you're in your chopper gunner, then maybe you can go invisible. And I just want to get this out there, we won't be getting any multiplayer info till at least August, so don't get your hopes up for any multiplayer information. Perhaps they'll reveal some small bits in the coming months, but do not expect massive multiplayer gameplay or anything. That's just how Call of Duty works. We won't be getting anything until around August, but when we do, that's going to be very, very cool times, and obviously everything we're most interested in. But this could just be, Invisibility could just be a single player only thing. It was in Black Ops 2, Invisibility cloaks and things like the arm mounted grenade launchers. They were in Black Ops 2 single player, but they were not in multiplayer. So we'll have to wait and see what is going to be in multiplayer itself. And then moving on, we can see Kevin Spacey. This is the main enemy, the main antagonist, the main bad guy you're going to be fighting in this game. And in summary, what he's basically saying is he's basically criticizing the kind of American typical style democracy and saying how he basically wants a new order and he wants a change. He wants to change how the army works, how the systems work, and how everything works. And he's basically going to be the enemy that's sending lots of PMCs, private military corporations, after you, and it's going to be very, very crazy for sure. There's lots of destruction, lots of war, as you would obviously expect in a Call of Duty game. Then we get a look at the character we saw yesterday, but more of kind of a spectated look, and we can see a full look at his armor. Everything I break down yesterday is pretty much the same, except you can see he definitely has a lot of armor. And again, the question comes in, is this going to be in single player? Because he has the head visor. I'm not sure what he can see inside there. Maybe he can see some kind of advanced view. I might have an idea of what it looks like in a part of the video a bit later, but this is definitely some crazy stuff. And the question comes in, is this suit right here going to be the standard for multiplayer? Is every single multiplayer character going to look like this? Is this a kill streak? You can call it in, and then you can equip this stuff that gives you advanced vision, enhanced strength, and greater jumping capacity, stuff like that. The question definitely is very interesting about this. And then moving on, we can see the advanced strength coming in. This guy just ripped open the door and then threw someone over the side of the balcony, and you can see the advanced strength coming in. Then we've got a character holding a weapon and shooting off into a bunch of cars. Then we can see the cars. These look very futuristic. You can see by the wheels of them, by the backlights. Looks very, very clean, and you can see Lagos. This is in Nigeria, and the Nigerian flag in the top right hand corner. And This is definitely going to be covering a lot of countries, definitely going to be a lot of different areas in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And then we can see a very interesting thing. This character did a massive jump, and you can see this is the kind of thing that prosthetics, you can see the exoskeleton on his legs as well. This is the kind of thing that these prosthetic exoskeleton kind of enhancements allow you to do. So perhaps again, this might be the standard multiplayer. Perhaps the maps will be a lot bigger and similar to Titanfall, if I was to compare it, where you can jump around a lot and you can climb walls and you can do a lot of kind of maneuverability, unlike the traditional COD where you were very kind of much a normal soldier who could walk and jump as the normal person would. And then you can see a few more characters. You can see some sort of dual red dot sight system. This is something that's probably likely to be on the optics of the weapons. You can see a very cool looking suppressor on that and some red dot reflexes, and also his visor. It looks like he's got some kind of special vision in there, perhaps night vision, perhaps some kind of thermal vision that looks very cool. And again, these soldiers look very advanced and it looks pretty cool. And then you can see a bit more of Kevin Spacey talking. This is probably my favorite part of the whole trailer because it is actual first-person gameplay, real gameplay. This right here is what we're going to be looking at for the next essential year. This is actual gameplay and how the game is going to shoot, what the gun is going to look like in your hands, and it looks very cool. To me, it looks like a submachine gun, and it's got that kind of dual red dot sight thing going on, or orange kind of reflex glass going on. You can see something like a Veetil, which is coming in, and perhaps that's going to be a kill streak as well, some kind of Veetil, and then you can see a little bit more action, another invisibility cloak on the actual player this time. So again, there is definitely invisibility for your actual playable characters. Then we can see some kind of special sensor grenade like we saw in Black Ops 2, the thing that went out and it detected all the enemies in the area. This guy lobbed up in the air and then it kind of let out these red laser beams and it just engulfed the entire area in these red lasers and these red infrared optics, and you can see pretty much the players. I can't really see how this is very beneficial. It seems like everything's lit up in red, but it does actually highlight the enemies and leave kind of them painted at the end. You can see here through the walls, and more stuff going on the Golden Gate Bridge, which is in San Francisco of America, and this is probably going to be a very iconic part of the game and what happens. Then you can see a very enhanced, almost mech suit. This is pretty much more than an exoskeleton. This is definitely a mech suit, and this I think is very likely to be a kill streak. I can imagine similar to a Juggernaut, calling a care package, and this suit comes down, you hold square or X on it, and then you can pick up a huge mech suit, and I could definitely see this as a multiplayer kill streak. It's also got a minigun, as you can see here, looks absolutely amazing, and more of these drones. These Veetil drones look absolutely amazing. Veetil, of course, stands for vertical takeoff and landing, so these are pretty much like Harrier drones that can hover in mid-air, like we saw the Veetil warship or the Harrier in Modern Warfare 2. These kind of drones are going to be very popular in the game, and big and small helicopters, they're going to be very common, and we can see a few more soldiers. These look like they're rocking some SMGs with possibly the ACOG equivalent in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and you can see characters detonating some kind of C4 on top of a tank. This is very interesting because you can see he gets some kind of magnetic or suction based grip on his hands, and he can actually scale the wall. Again, perhaps this might be a single player or anything, or perhaps multiplayer you'll be able to jump all over walls and scale them a little bit like you can in Titanfall, for example. And this looks very cool. I'm always down to see lots of changes in a Call of Duty game, and I can't wait to see more information. Then we can see some hover kind of motorbike things. These things actually hover, and then moving on, we can see a woman who launches one of these drones. This definitely looks like a kill streak to me, similar to kind of Dragonfire. I can imagine that once you get maybe 7 or 5 around that area kills, you get to pick up one of these things, you throw it into the air, and it goes, and maybe it follows you, maybe it goes and seeks out enemies, maybe it goes up into the air, maybe it's a reconnaissance UAV drone, but I can definitely imagine that as a kill streak. And then again, talking of kill streaks, there is this kind of barrier that this guy puts down. He slaps it into one part of the ground and then puts it into the other, and then it's kind of like this shield that you can use. And then moving on a little bit further into the trailer, you can see the actual first person view of these hovercraft motorbike type things, and it looks very cool. I doubt this would be a multiplayer. It seems very advanced to me, and like you're traveling very high speed, but you can see this guy going 85 miles an hour on this hovercraft thing, and it just looks insane. The graphics look very, very cool. Of course, this is a pre-rendered trailer, but the graphics do look very cool, and it is supposed to be tailored for next gen, so hopefully we'll see an amazing looking game. And then we have a little bit more of a first person glimpse at what the holding a weapon would look like. The guy's super jumping, you can see the scale of how high they can jump, and a little bit of a tank right here, and then you can see the tank kind of moving and then shooting at a actual warship. This guy is massive firepower, and that is just about it. That is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Hopefully you have enjoyed that video. What do you think about the name Advanced Warfare as well? Leave a comment about that too, because obviously it's very similar to Modern Warfare, but I do like the title Advanced Warfare. It's going to sound very strange to get used to at first. It does seem weird, but calling it Call of Duty AW, or perhaps if there's an AW2 or AW3 that comes out, I'm looking forward to it. If it's a brand new franchise, and hopefully there'll be more of these games, and I can't wait to see more information. As always, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'll be breaking down all of the news when it comes out. Keep you guys up to date. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.